What's going on, garden nerds? Today I am here with Nick Ayer, my good friend. How's it been like the past year? Really gotten into growing?
Yeah, I've had some stuff, little stuff, but then like the last year I've wanted to grow a lot of stuff, and now we're kind of in that season where we could do a lot of planting, so we did that.
Awesome. And I love watching people when they get a little bit of the itch and then it turns into a full-blown addiction. I feel like that's where you're at right now.
Yeah.
The full addiction, so I love it. So anyways, I wanted to come here and I wanted to walk around his yard. I wanted to show you guys what Nick has going. It's always good for other growers here to see what other people are doing besides just me in my own yard. So I think you'll see a lot of cool stuff. But let's get going. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. All right, so this kind of blew my mind as soon as I walked in. Nick, tell me about this mango. I've rarely seen mangoes with this many flowers. I mean, check this out, guys. So how long, this is the one that I gave you, right?
Yeah, this is about, I would say, 4 years old now. That's going on its fourth year. We didn't let it fruit the first year. And every year it's gotten a little bushier. It's produced a lot more. We actually didn't let it fruit last year either, but that's a different story because kids came and plucked them all off. So that was a little different. But yeah, it's starting to, you know,
come in here, get this.
You can start to see some of them kind of like sprout up a little bit. This is kind of like appeared over the last, I'd say, week. Actually, my son here noticed them. But the tree, you know, the branches about 2 weeks ago were standing about, I don't know, 10 feet, 11 feet tall, and now they're kind of drooping over because of the weight. So we're going to let it grow, and then, you know, Michael was saying we'll kind of prune it back after the fruiting season here. So really excited about this one.
For sure. And I think one of the reasons you've seen success, even though last year was an accident that it didn't fruit, I always say put your mangoes in the ground and don't let them fruit for 3 years. Mangoes really want to like get their structure, good underground roots, and really, you know, have a good underground system before they start fruiting. So you have a very good, you know, foundation set up here.
If you see this rock here on the ground, we had rocks all up near it. I didn't do anything to amend the soil. Like, we just dug into the clay and plopped the tree down, and then so like I would say it didn't get like the greatest upbringing, maybe by traditional standards, but it's thriving here. And maybe because I know you talk a lot about in your videos, you know, where it's facing on this east facing wall, gets a lot of sun throughout the year, so it just kind of, you know, thrived here.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. So this is a south-facing wall. So I'm standing against this wall facing this way. It gets the winter sun, right? Because we know the sun kind of goes this way. And so all winter long when it's cold, it's getting blasted by the sun. It heats up this block wall, which keeps it warm. The house here keeps it warm. So when you're thinking about planting mangoes, you want to put them in a warm spot like that. I think that's why it's thrived.
Yeah.
Are you feeding it with anything now? What are you doing now?
Yeah, so what we're doing now is like, you know, I keep it kind of, because it's pretty established, so I have mulch down on the bottom. I just got, I just fed it some probably a month ago. You're gonna have to forgive me. I forget the name of it. It's a tub I get from the worm farm. The black.
Yeah, black fly. It's black soldier fly larvae. Yes,
something like that.
Yeah.
So I feed it that. I keep it, you know, I keep it well watered. I do about a deep watering, maybe once every 10 days or so.
Okay.
Probably as it heats up, probably pick that up just a little bit as I do everything else around the yard.
Yep.
But yeah, it stays pretty. Seems like it's pretty happy.
Awesome. Come in here and get this. I just want them to see how thick the trunk is. Take a look at that. So it is very well established. Good thick trunk. Yeah, a few years from now, I think you're going to be getting dozens and dozens of mangoes every year.
Fantastic.
So, awesome. Good job.
So yeah.
What else you got going on?
So this was the one holdover that we had left over here. It's just a palm. I like it because it's kind of gotten a lot bushier and kind of protects maybe the mango from the intense heat or the sun.
Yep.
So this is real recent. And I'll just give you like basically my thought here as you'll kind of notice everything we plant. I want a lot of tropicals, one, mainly because they taste amazing. And I just want to plant stuff I like to eat.
For sure.
And so I see like what you plant and I go, that's cool, but I don't want to eat any of that. I don't want to eat cauliflower. I don't want to eat broccoli.
Yeah.
I just want like sweet fruit.
Yeah.
So a couple of things here we started planting is we have a papaya here, a dwarf papaya here that we planted about a month ago. We have a ruby red guava that we have here.
Awesome. And
we have another papaya that's about a month old right there. Although I don't know, this kind of gives me a little bit of concern. I don't know if this is just natural.
Yeah. So this is when you first plant something. This is normal. And the way that papaya grow, as they grow up taller and they push out new leaves, you're gonna see all the lower leaves fall off.
Yeah,
like this and fall off.
I'm optimistic still because I see like the new growth, or like this kind of still thriving. So as you see kind of along the yard, we have these little pots here where these are all peppers, and I have a combination of sweet and spicy peppers. This is a Carmen pepper, Italian pepper, real sweet. We have these kind of lined around the yard, as you'll see as we walk around.
I love it.
So we have these, we have some Anaheims, we have some banana peppers, we have a serrano pepper plant over there, and then we have jalapenos spread around as well.
Let's talk about this. I see you've done all these wells. They look awesome. Tell us, what you've learned over time as you've gotten into this journey and why you're doing this.
So this is sort of, I guess you would say, partial experimentation, but when I've planted them, there's not an exact science to this, but I'm probably doing about 70% natural soil and 30% amendments, so mulch, worm castings, and the like. And then on top of that, I top it with mulch, and then on top of that, I top it with leaves. Really just to kind of, as we get kind of into the hot season of summer here in Arizona, just to sort of protect it a little bit. And I've noticed that as I've watered it, it just keeps the moisture a little bit longer.
Yep.
And so, and anything natural, Mike has taught me anything natural here, like these leaves, will break down anyway and just feed the soil. So my thinking here, tell me if you think I'm right or wrong in thinking this, but the mulch and the other stuff that we're doing, we have compost that we're making, is very high in fruits and vegetables and natural organic things like that, green stuff. And having kind of the mixture of the leaves here, probably in my mind, kind of maybe balances out the pH a little bit and helps the soil even more. If it's just super nitrogen heavy, I think kind of maybe balancing out with the brown leaves will probably kind of balance the chemistry out a little bit. So that's kind of my thinking. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
No, so as you probably know, in our desert climate here in the Phoenix area, our pH is very high. Very alkaline, right? And so by adding more organic matter, we add more life, and yes, that does help bring down the alkalinity, which is awesome. Because one thing that a lot of people don't realize, you could put all the nutrients into the soil, but if the pH is too high, the plants are not able to take up those nutrients.
Yeah,
that's good. That's really one of the only ways you can do it, is just by adding more and more organic matter.
And so more so like to protect the mulch and the topsoil, just so that it kind of retains moisture.
Yep.
In our climate. So we have that. So we have the peppers, we have the two papayas, the guava. This is a newly planted white guava that we have here. Actually planted this just this morning. I got this yesterday.
Oh.
So I planted it.
Where'd you get this one from?
So a friend of mine said, hey, I have, like, my neighbor has this greenhouse and she grows all these plants.
That's cool.
She's like, and she's selling them for like $20. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah.
I have now more guavas than I ever thought I'd have. Trees. We'll kind of walk around. I'll show you more. But my dream is, as you see here, and we'll showcase more of this, is I love, if you've never had it, are you familiar with pog juice?
Yes.
Pog juice.
Yes.
Passion fruit, orange, and guava. It is my desire to have pog juice every day when it's time. So we'll have enough to do that. So yeah, we have this one, and then of course we have I've been making my own compost.
How's that been working?
It's been good, actually. Got it in the wintertime. Stuff wasn't breaking down as quickly. But now as it's starting to warm up, as I open that up and I put stuff in it every day, eggshells, banana peels, orange peels. I put a ton of leaves in there as well, and grass clippings, just to sort of maybe balance that out. But it's a ton of stuff, and you open that up. It smells interesting when you open it up, and it's great. And as I noticed, it's starting to warm up here. Every time I get close to it in the daytime, lizards start running out from behind it. Because they love the warmth. But it's been really cool.
So 10 years ago, if you would have thought, hey, I'm going to be growing all this stuff and making compost, would you have thought that would be a possibility?
I would have thought I was having a midlife crisis. And I might be, actually. But no.
That's awesome. I remember this one. I helped you with this one.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, and I'll kind of tell you what we've been doing to it. This is a Cara orange tree. I got it from Greenfield Citrus.
Yep.
Greenfield Citrus, which is, if you're here in Arizona in the East Valley, is a really interesting place. So I have this, and this has been, I think it's been doing well.
Yeah.
Well, it's been getting a lot of new growth. We've been coming out, my son and I, And as they started to kind of like fruit up here, I don't know if you see any, we've been plucking them now.
One right here.
A lot of them we've been plucking. And when you take these off, it's this big, but the scent of it is amazing.
It is. Yep.
But I think this is really important for people like me. Smaller lot. I don't have acreage.
Right.
And I think a lot of people maybe think that they don't have the backyard to grow stuff. But one of the things I did is I've essentially cut off pest control back here. So when I first moved here 5 years ago, one of the first calls I made, it was to an exterminator. I said, I never, ever, ever, ever want to see a scorpion. The only scorpion I want to see is a dead scorpion. I'm not from Arizona, natively.
Yep.
So I don't want to see scorpions. I don't want to see bugs. Kill them. So I have a pest control guy that comes every 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and sprays. And when we started planting, I thought in my head, because my son actually pointed out there that we weren't seeing a lot of bees in our backyard.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe it's because we sprayed a bunch of stuff back here and it prevents them or kills them.
100%.
So we've actually stopped spraying back here for a little while now, and we're starting to see a lot more bees. I want to make sure that we have worms and all the good stuff. Things are gonna feed the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So
real quick on that, you're 100% right. A lot of people see the bad guys and they go and spray right away, and then they wonder, why don't I see any good guys? And it's because what do the good guys eat? The bad guys.
Well, I was more concerned with that, but I was also concerned about like, what are you spraying on my ground here that's getting into my soil?
Yep. It kills all. So yeah, if you're like throwing down all this good compost and making your own mulch and then throwing it down, but then you're spraying it, you're killing all the life in it.
All these houses here in any subdivision, every other house, if not every house, has a pest person out here, right? Everybody does pest control because no one wants to see scorpions or spiders or things like that. So we kind of changed that.
You're on the right track.
We can start to like make sure that our soil and our environment is kosher for growing stuff.
Can I point out something too? If you can kind of zoom in here, look at all this new growth. Look how healthy it looks. A lot of mistake that I see people do is they'll look at this old growth and say, oh, what's wrong with my tree? These leaves look horrible. What you want to look at to assess the health of your tree is the new growth. As long as this new growth looks nice and healthy and look how green it looks, you're on the right track. So don't worry about these older leaves.
If you can see this little bud, the amount of scent and aroma this thing.
So yes.
This is like intoxicating.
I know, I love it.
If you also notice the ground here, we took this tip from you. This was all just regular clay, ground, just whatever. We've covered it with mulch and other stuff. You can kind of see some of the brown stuff. I come out here and I empty my coffee grinds on it. Just to start of that. I come out every other day or something. I just kind of like keep it moist, so it just kind of like permeates down into the soil.
Keeping that soil alive.
One of the rare non-tropicals that we have in the yard here is this peach tree, which you actually helped me plant as well. And when we got it, we call it Princess Peach, by the way. It was probably about this tall, or so, and it was pretty naked. So now it's kind of got a lot of growth. It's done this, and this was the second tree we planted in the yard, and I followed the same mistake as I did with the original mango tree, that I didn't amend any of this. I just dug a hole in the clay and plopped it down, so it doesn't drain as well as like these other trees when I water it. But I'm hoping over time that'll kind of be a self-fixing problem, but it seems to be doing really well.
And this is the Florida Prince, right? Is that that's why you call it Princess? I'm pretty sure it is a Florida.
Well, I call it Princess Peach because, one, the alliteration, but two, because it's like, that's from Mario. And my kids love Mario. So I think they actually named it. And then this is a Barbados cherry, which is sort of interesting. It is like I feel like it's the exact same size as when I planted it a few months ago. I have optimism because it's starting to do these little, little blossoms.
New growth.
Growth. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just not as fast growing as I thought it might be, but the leaves are still green. They look healthy, and it's doing the blossom, so that gives me a lot of optimism.
And you know what? They love heat. As soon as it starts to heat up in middle of summer, it will take off and grow like crazy.
Nice.
They just want the heat.
If we go around the pool area here, over here, we are now on a west-facing wall right by the house, and this is our passion fruit vine.
Love it.
That we've recently put in, hoping that this is going to just sort of take off. And so really stoked for this. I hope this does really well here.
Looks great so far. I mean, with all this new growth. And you just planted it like, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that new growth. Looks awesome.
So I'm hoping this sort of kind of takes over this trellis here.
It will.
Yeah.
It will for sure.
So the sun kind of comes here and then it goes over the house. So this will get a lot of afternoon shade. I've been counting. It gets about 5 to 6 hours of sun a day.
It's perfect.
And then I'm hoping that the warmth from the house will kind of keep it warm right
in
here.
the winter.
Yeah. Over here we have mango number 2. And this is actually, it seems to be doing really well because this is all brand new growth right here.
Yep.
This is an Alfonso mango.
Yeah, you can see everywhere it's putting out new flowers.
When we got it, I mean, it was probably, it was like, this is all new. This is new. Yeah, this gets in the summertime. This area gets a ton of sun right here. We won't let it fruit the first year, obviously.
Good.
Should I start picking these things off now?
No. So wait until they actually go to fruit. If you pick them up now, it's just gonna send out more flowers.
Oh, okay.
So wait until they're decent size, like pea size, and then pull them off.
Here we have, this is a pink guava, so we have the red and we have the white over there. This is a pink one.
Where are you buying most of your tropical trees at?
So, it's a combination of places. I think for a lot of these, I got them, if I didn't get them from you, I got them from Seamus Larry Nursery. Where else? I think that's where I've gotten all, Seamus.
Okay.
Seamus. No, this was, I actually got this at A&P.
Oh yeah, A&P right here. Yep.
Yeah, I got this at A&P. I was not even looking for another guava, but I went there and they had that, and I'm like, why not?
So it is a full-blown addiction. You walk into a nursery and you walk out with things you
yeah.
you didn't know you were gonna buy.
And I think we're getting some new growth here.
Yeah, that new growth looks awesome. Tell me, what's your favorite thing about growing? Like, why has it turned into an addiction for you?
Well, it's either this or getting tattoos and riding motorcycles. But no, I think it's fun. It's therapeutic. The idea that I could create or grow something of my own, I think is, I don't know, pretty cool. And it tastes delicious. You know, I grew up drinking water from the hose, so I don't know how much of a big concern that is for me, but you do think about it a little bit.
Yep.
And if you can have some sort of control over that, I think, why not? I enjoyed coming out here and digging the holes and tending to something and caring for something. Yeah, it was therapeutic. It was enjoyable.
So how much time do you spend out in your yard now?
Now, I come out here multiple times a day.
Yeah.
We're still kind of like in the, you call it like the kid phase. They're not adults yet. You know, it's just kind of relaxing, especially in the morning time. It hasn't quite started heating up yet. We're still kind of in temperate temperatures. So in the morning time, it's 75 degrees out here. So I come out here, I drink coffee, I eat my breakfast. And it's pretty cool. You see the hummingbirds kind of flying around now. You see the bees now.
Yep.
And it's been pretty cool.
It's awesome.
All right, so over here we have, it's a dwarf. Is it dwarvish? I don't know. It's a small banana tree. And when I've seen these, when I go to like
Cavendish, is that what you're?
Yes, yes. So, Simmy, Slammy, Swami, Samsonite. So, this leaf, like this, what I've noticed about this leaf popped out like in the last week, and when it started like this right here, it just like went fast.
Yeah, they go fast, especially once it warms up.
So which is gonna be perfect here. I wanted something along the pool that was gonna have a little bit of height. We used to have palm trees here. We didn't take great care of them. They died. So I wanted to replace them with something that was gonna have a little bit of elevation. As you kind of see, like the design and the symmetry of things kind of matters to me.
Yep. By the way, did you see you have a new pup growing right here?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a sign of good health. That means it's happy if it's putting out new pups. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and everything I get from like extra potty mix that I just throw it on the ground here.
Awesome.
We have more peppers here. This is the macaroni one, so another sweet Italian pepper.
Oh wow.
We just got this last week, and the peppers seem to be growing fast.
Yeah. Peppers love this time of year.
One thing I just wanted to ask you is like a lot of this, I noticed they'll grow one pepper right now. When I pull that off, will they start to do more? Because it seems like it's putting all its resources into making the one.
It will. Yes. As they grow and extend out in different branches and shoots, yes, they will.
Yeah.
Yep. And the good thing about here in Arizona, because it stays so warm during the winter, you can overwinter them. And then once it starts to heat up again in the spring, they grow like crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will pull them out in the winter. I don't. If they can make it through the winter, I allow them to.
Yeah. Do you keep them potted or do you ever put them in the ground?
I put them in the ground too. They'll do fine in the ground.
Yeah. I like them in the planters because I can move them around.
Yes.
They're small enough and light enough I can move them. Then we have another banana here.
Is this the same variety?
Same variety.
Okay.
I don't know how it's doing. It doesn't get as much sun right now as over on this side of the yard.
No, it looks fine.
But I see new growth, so
New growth.
I still feel like it's good.
Yep, that's all that matters. And bananas will look ugly through the winter just because it does get too cold.
Yeah.
But this is the time of year they start to look better. You can see there's new growth here, new
Yep.
growth there. So the reason I like the dwarf Cavendish is it like has these black spots on the leaves. I think it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Those patterns.
I think this looks cool, to be honest with you. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Where I haven't quite given enough thought to is what I want to do along the pool here. This obviously gets a ton of shade. It's a north-facing wall. I don't know what I want to do alongside here. I thought about doing the passion fruit here, but there doesn't get enough sun. I don't know if grapes would be good or something, but
Grapes would work. Grapes do drop a lot of leaves.
Yeah.
Fall.
No, thank you.
So, I mean, you could do something. I know you only want to plant fruit, but if you want to keep like the tropical vibe going, something like hibiscus or something like that, I think that'd look really cool along.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like the real estate's here. And one thing, too, I kind of mentioned it before, is I think when I started planting stuff, my wife would, she'd say, she was supportive, but she would say, we don't have the backyard for this. Because, we live in a typical suburban track home community. And I think if you get creative with it, like there's a lot. I think we have 13 fruit trees. We have 18 pepper plants.
Which is crazy, right? Because
you can get creative with it.
Yes.
And no matter what, I think this is like the majority of people. People live in things just like this. They don't have space. So I think this is proof that you can do a lot with a little.
What would be your advice to someone that does live in a neighborhood like this and they're like, I don't know, I'm scared I'm gonna kill it, or I don't know what to do? What would be your advice?
Well, if you kill it, it dies, and then you replace it. It's like a dog.
It's replaceable.
It's not the end of the world if the tree dies. I mean, you're out a little bit of time and money. You've already got the, just fix the mistake, whatever it might have been.
Yep.
Learn the lesson and start over.
Yep.
Yeah, who cares? You might, yeah. I don't know. Like I was concerned like the papayas weren't doing so well, and they might not do well. I don't know. But if it dies, it dies. And like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV, if it dies, it dies, and just get a new one.
Yep. And that's what I say. Honestly, the most experienced, best growers are the ones that have killed the most things, because that's how you learn, right?
Sure.
You plant it, it dies, you figure out what went wrong, you fix it, you plant another one.
Well, what I'm really excited about is when this stuff starts to like really kind of go from kid to teenager.
Yep.
And starts to like those orange tree, that peach tree, they start to kind of like
Fill in.
That Barbados cherry starts to fill in.
Yep.
And you really like. The idea is to not really see much of the block wall at all.
Yes, 100%. That's what I do in my yard. I've lived in Arizona my whole life. I hate the block wall.
Yeah.
So I try to cover it.
I think it has good use. I mean, it keeps things warm.
Yes.
It's a good insulator. Probably keeps things out that you don't want in your yard.
Yep.
The goal is to like just cover it with green stuff that makes food that I can eat.
For sure. Awesome. Love it. Well, you're doing awesome, especially in this backyard. Thanks for letting us come over and check it out, and we'll check back in a few months and see how it's going.
If you are not subscribed to his YouTube channel, that's where I get all my information. If you're not in his gardener club, make sure you join it. Ton of good stuff in there.
Love it.
No, I appreciate all the work and all the stuff you put out. It's helped me a ton, so.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick.